What is a cloud self-service portal? This is that shopping cart-like experience we talked about before. This is where you basically have the capability of providing an end-user line of business facing portal to IT services catalog. So that catalog that we discussed before is represented by the self-service portal, and it really allows you to be able to go in and select from a number of different, pre-canned solutions and services. You can literally click on the different components. It's added to a shopping cart, and then you can check out at the end, very much like what you've experienced on online retail. These are things that are very comfortable for an end user to be able to leverage, so they're designed to be super easy to be able to consume. It also has that built-in chargeback and cost model. So when we talked about that in the previous module, that's one of those core aspects that we've got to ensure is built into any type of self-service portal. You've got to have the ability to be able to understand what the cost is, what that recurring cost is, and how it's going to be calculated. That would all be detailed within the cloud self-service portal. In addition, you also have a very clear definition of what the service is, what's included, and the service level agreements. So in order to be able to drive this point home, I want to show you an internal Cisco site where we are actually leveraging a service catalog for many of the workflow that we do to be able to onboard new employees and deliver software and use IT services. So this platform is the same one that we're going to be talking about and we have talked about. It's built on Prime Services Catalog. So this solution is really tied into driving all the different capabilities that I can have as an employee with my company. So for example, if I want to be able to, download new software, I can click on the software and application aspect of it, and I can order desktop software. All of this will then be built, and it will allow me to be able to choose particular applications. And being as how I'm a Mac user, I can select Mac OS X and refine all the different solutions here and be able to see all the different components that apply to me. And then if I want to be able to check something out, or if I want to buy a piece of software, I'll just click on it and it allows me to be able to order that particular piece of software. And the good thing about it, as I mentioned before, is it shows me very quickly what the cost is. So I know that for me to be able to get this particular application, it's going to cost me roughly $120 per year, billed to my cost center. I also have the option within this platform to order it for myself, or I can order it for someone else. So I can order it for others in my organization. This is all customizable. Now, if we look back at some of the other solutions here, we also have, in addition to software, we've got different business functions. So we mentioned before, things like email, file sharing. So we have the support for Box. That's the corporate standard for Cisco. We leverage that application. So in order to be able to deploy that and to get access to it, I would then be able to order that service here via this interface. Same thing with email and calendaring. I have the ability to be able to, leverage different applications, be able to ensure I've got, all the different, capabilities I have set up, email rules tools to be able to set up, different requirements to be able to manage how, spam is addressed within the organization. All this stuff is, again, available via that portal. So it's not just about applications. It's also about workflow associated with driving different capabilities I've got in the business. In addition, if we want to get into ordering IT services, I can actually go into our infrastructure, IT infrastructure, and be able to order different services. So if I want to create a new virtual machine, I can do all that from here. So Cisco has internally something called Cities, and this is our elastic IT services that we offer to the business. So here we can go and click on different capabilities. So I can create a virtual data center where I can literally have as many different applications and servers and components as I'm willing to pay for, and it's all charged to my cost center. Or we have something smaller, which is really called our Express version. And that's designed for engineers that want to be able to test new software or drive something new. So here I can very easily go in and be able to select, a new application server. So for example, if I want to be able to create a new Apache web server as a way to be able to, load a new application that I'm testing, I can very easily go in and place that order. Or I can create a custom application. So here I can go in and actually create a new virtual machine or a virtual app and be able to order that type of service. So let's go ahead and order a new virtual application. So here I'll click order. And what this is going to do is it's automatically going to populate with my information. So it's got my phone number, my department ID for billing, and then I'm going to select the environment that I choose to use. So here I've got two options. I can choose ESX, which is built on VMware, or I can use KVM, which is built on Red Hat. So here I want to use ESX. And if you'll notice here, it automatically populated the data center that we would be able to put this in, as well as gave me a name associated with it, so that I can very quickly know where it's going to be located within that data center. You'll see here I'm allowed 2 VMs as part of this service, and I have the ability to be able to run up to 4 CPUs and 8 gigs of RAM. All this stuff's customizable, but as part of this Express environment, it's designed to be very rapid and very, it's really a small environment to be able to do testing. If I wanted to do a full environment and I wanted to have multiple virtual machines and, use lots of memory and disk and all that other good stuff, I have the ability to be able to do that separately, but it's going to be at a different cost. So here I'm going to go ahead and go through this and select the type of applications that I want to leverage. Now here's the power of having a template associated with it. So we talked before about the services catalog being able to drive, a templatization and standardization of applications. So within this list, there's all kinds of different applications that have already been preloaded. So here, if I want to run, Red Hat, for example, I can run Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6.6. So that's going to be the application that I'm going to choose. From there, I have the ability to be able to customize it. So this is going to tell me, how long it's going to be available. So in this environment, it's only going to be good for 30 days, and then I would have to extend it, if I needed to use it past that. It's going to ask me to customize the user password. So here I'm going to go ahead and provide a password. So here we click submit, and now you're seeing the order is being, the requisition is being sent for the order. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to put here into my my list of open orders, I now see that new service. So notice there's a $0 cost associated with it because it's an express service. It's designed to be free and designed to be able to allow me to test new software. If this was one where it would cost, you would see what the total price was for it. So here I can see where my open orders are, and it gives me a very easy way to be able to see, how far down the process I am. So here it's just started and it's just kicking off. Once it's actually fully provisioned, then I'll receive the information on how to be able to connect to it, and then using that password I just applied to it, I'll be able to directly connect to the service. And then what will happen after that is it'll then be tied into something called My Things. And My Things is really just a list of all the services that I currently have. So this is an example that shows all the different things that I'm currently using, as an employee at Cisco. And all of these I can customize and I can add new features to. So I can click on any one of them and it gives me the ability to be able to, get information about it as well as to be able to make changes. In this case, this one doesn't allow you to be able to make any changes, but we can show you one that will real quick. So here I can actually cancel a software subscription. So my software subscription for VMware Fusion, I could cancel it, I could reinstall it, or I can upgrade it. All this stuff makes it very easy. I don't have to call anybody, and it really shows you the power of a services catalog.